Mr. Speaker, this bill is the embodiment of good intentions colliding with reality. Nobody wants young children or those who are not legally able to possess firearms to have them. We agree on that. What we disagree with is the fact that this bill has no escape hatch for emergencies. As we asked on the floor yesterday, what happens when a competent minor who's almost an adult uses a firearm in the home to defend themselves? Is there any sort of affirmative defense? No, there isn't. If a minor uses a firearm to defend themselves in their home, the owner of that firearm is guilty under this law. Doesn't matter if the minor saved himself or herself or her siblings from being raped or murdered, or if the Commonwealth's attorney holds that the shooting was not only justified but appropriate under Virginia law. This bill turns that act of self-defense into a prosecutable act. That leaves our sons and daughters in an awful place. Do I fight back and protect myself, or do I send mom and dad to jail? That's wrong, Mr. Speaker. Again, there are ways to fix this legislation, but this bill isn't about working with stakeholders to solve a problem. It's about making people who don't like guns feel better and sticking it to those icky people who like to exercise their constitutional rights. I hope and pray I'm wrong about what this bill will do, but I don't think I am. But it doesn't stop there. This bill asks one question of every gun owner in Virginia with a child or prohibited person in the home: how much money do you have? The answer determines which of four outcomes this bill assigns to you. If you can afford a biometric safe, several $100s for a reliable one, you keep a loaded firearm and comply with the law. If you can only afford a basic lockbox, you keep an unloaded firearm. If you can't afford either, you're a Class 4 misdemeanor criminal in your own home. And if you can't accept that risk, you don't have a firearm at all. The sorting mechanism here is not safety, it's not responsibility, it's money. Some will point to the tax credit that Delegates Lopez and Freitas worked together on. Two members not exactly known for common ground. Yeah. But a tax credit requires you to have the money to buy the safe first. Are biometric safes helpful to have to store firearms? Sure. But there are other ways of accomplishing safe storage of firearms. I would ask my colleagues to consider what it looks like for a family that doesn't have enough disposable income to afford one. The patrons would say, don't worry. The fine is only $250. Mr. Speaker, I've heard a lot this session about costs that are not a big deal. A little cost here, a little increase there. It's all in the name of making life more affordable. Now we're going to tell a working family that $250 for not buying equipment they couldn't afford is not a big deal either. And it is not just the fine. It's a criminal conviction that follows them to every job interview and every housing application. But here's what troubles me most. The patrons say this bill protects children. Well, the family that can afford the safe will be fine. Their children are already in a more stable, better resourced home. The family that cannot comply, those parents now face prosecution, increased police engagement, and the financial strain of fines pulling resources from everything else their children need. Those are the children most in need of protection, and this bill burdens them the most. We don't make Virginia's children safer by making criminals of their parents. I want to hope and think that I'm wrong about what this bill will do, but I know that I'm not. And that's a tragedy. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.